Pretty exciting times. The new Pokemon game is finally here. Actually, I'm fixing to go down the street to go get it, but I wanted to talk about this because I've been an avid Pokemon player ever since the beginning. Yes, from the wee young lad days of Tech Odyssey playing on an original Game Boy, a lot has changed between the days of yesteryear and what we have now with the Nintendo Switch. And well, I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm about to go down the street to go pick up my copy. I don't want to digital download it because you know how Nintendo is, especially what they did with the DS and the Wii U, and they shut off the e-store where if you had all your games before, you couldn't go back and go get them. So when it comes to Nintendo, I'm very much a physical media kind of guy. And this right here, Pokemon Yellow. So just for a quick history lesson, back in the day, the original Pokemon Red and Blue came out, I believe, in 1996, came to the US in 1998. And I've been playing them ever since. I still have a bunch of cards. I've got like 2 binders of cards in my kid's closet. Of course, my brothers, over the years, while I was gone on deployments and stuff, they ransacked and took all my holographs and all that stuff. There's not a whole lot interesting left in there, but I still have them. Honestly, I still have basketball cards from the 80s. I've got probably well over 1,000 basketball cards. But Pokemon Yellow was a special edition they came out with a little after Pokemon Red and Blue, and you actually had a dedicated Pokemon. You got to start off with Pikachu. Pikachu was so popular, especially because of the TV show, so they made a special Pikachu edition, and he could talk and say a couple little words. He'll follow you around. You could interact with him and stuff, so it was a cool thing. I can actually remember, so I had a Game Boy Color whenever the Pokemon Yellow came out, and I was going to college at the time. I graduated high school 3 years early. I was homeschooled, so I was early admission program. Whenever I had breaks between classes, I would go to the student center and I would play Pokemon Yellow on my Game Boy Color. But it's funny, I had a lot of people that are like, oh, Pokemon is going to die out. You're not going to play this when you're older. You'll get over it. I'm almost 40. I'm still playing. I play the mainline ones anyway. I didn't play like the Mystery Dungeon or whatever it was. I didn't play the Arceus one that just came out here recently, even though my kids like it. I don't have time for that open world MMO stuff. I know this one's a little bit different. So with Scarlet and Violet, and I'm actually kind of mad at my bestie because he and I have been playing for, 24 years now. And he went ahead and he got the Scarlet one. Normally I get the red edition and he gets the blue edition, whatever color that happens to be. So it's kind of flip-flop this time. I will have the Violet edition. So whatever, and I'll weep a few tears of sorrow. But I'm really looking forward to it. And you can see, so looking at the gameplay from what it was like back in basically 1998 when it first came out, very simplistic, overhead view, walking around, and the original, 150 Pokemon? I can't even tell you how many there are now. And it's funny because even when I play a lot of the newer ones, I still kind of gravitate towards my older ones. I always love to have a Poliwrath. I love to have like a Gengar or a Ghastly. I do like having Pikachu. Of course, my original, the very first one I ever played with was Bulbasaur. I loved Bulbasaur, and of course he evolves into Ivysaur and the Venusaur, and I played through the game so many times. I probably clocked 200 hours on the original Pokemon Blue, and then I got Red, which is the exact same game, just with a little bit difference because of the colors, and so I've been playing for a long time, but there's a lot of excitement, and of course over the years we've got Pokemon Go now, which people still love. What else is there? Yeah, there's just, Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap is a ton of fun, especially on the Nintendo 64. I'm glad they have that. I believe it's on the Virtual Console now, and then I have the new one. It came out of left field, and then it was just such a beloved game. And even the old Pokemon Stadium games, I love those. But this is another interesting entry, basically into the history and the chronicles of Pokemon. Yeah, it's a sharp looking game. Of course, you can buy both of them if you want to get both for $119. I don't really see the point in that, especially with as detailed as they are now, going back and forth and through them. But you can see, man, it looks good. Like the graphics on here look good. You got tons of new Pokemon, and you got this new region that you're exploring. I think they call it Paldea. Whenever I was watching a little commercial, I actually haven't done a lot of diving into this, because I like to be surprised whenever this stuff comes out. Good, bad, or indifferent, I want to fire it up and I want to enjoy the experience. And relating this back to like smartphones, I really am not a big fan of all the leak stuff. I kind of like the old days a little bit more when it was a lot more surprise and cloak and dagger, and they were trying their best to hide it from everyone. And now so many companies, especially like Google, are like, here's the keys of the city. You can see what it looks like months before it comes out. But yeah, it's amazing to me that it's still such a viable franchise and that so many people still love it. There's so many TV shows. I think I was watching the other day, I think they said that Ash Ketchum finally became a Pokemon master after like 25 years. But there's a lot of craziness. And it's funny because my kids don't, some of them like it. One or two of my boys, they enjoy the Pokemon games. But by and large, they're not the biggest fan in the world. They're too busy playing Call of Duty and Roblox and Minecraft and all that stuff. But Pokemon has definitely made its mark on the landscape and has been a pivotal part of the gameplay experience for a long time. I'd really like to see them open it up. I know this is nothing that they'll ever do because, of course, Nintendo likes to make their money. But I saw about the new Sonic the Hedgehog game, and it looks beautiful. And today, actually, I'd put out a tweet saying, I really miss the Sega consoles. I was always a Sega guy. Of course, Nintendo before the Sega came out, but I got my original Sega Genesis and then Sega CD. I had this. I still have my Sega Saturn, and I still have my Dreamcast. They both work. I have games for them. And just seeing Sonic the Hedgehog, and you can play it on other consoles. There's no more Sega console. They turn into a software and license their IP out. But I think that would be kind of cool because the graphics and the hardware are a little limited on the Nintendo department. I would totally love to be able to play on an Xbox or even a PlayStation, right? I mean, I think they could make a crap ton of money doing that. Of course, they'll probably never ever do that. They want to keep everything in-house on their Nintendo. But yeah, I'm going to go run and go grab my copy now, and I'm going to play it. Maybe I'll make a follow-up. If anybody actually cares about this, maybe I'll make a follow-up in like, I don't know, a couple of weeks and say, hey, this is what I think of the new one. I don't do a lot of gaming stuff on here, but surprisingly, when I did the video about the Switch OLED when it first came out, and also with the Steam Deck, there was surprisingly quite a few people that were interested and liked the video. So I don't have time to be doing a lot of video game reviews because I scarcely have time to play video games, period. But it's always a nice treat every couple of years when the new Pokemon game comes out, so I can get some stick time and get to play on there and have a good time. And of course, I like the repeats as well, like the remakes. When they did the Hey You Pikachu, and it was basically a modern remake of the original, I totally loved it. I played through it twice. Such a good game. So that's all I've got. But hey, if you're interested in the Pokemon stuff, I'd love to hear from you. I know some people in my age category still play it. I know a lot of younger kids now, but there's still a lot of fun in it. It's a cool little game that I still like to play now. And all the haters that said I still wouldn't be playing this when I grew up, I sure showed you. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here, but that's all I got. Yeah, try it out. You should give it a whirl sometime if you've got a Nintendo or you like playing Pokemon games. We're going to head out of here. If you like the video, if you want to see any more gaming content in the future, like I said, it's not really my forte, not really what I cover here, but who knows, maybe some special occasions. Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.